Hello, everyone. I just learned something that I already knew, but it wasn't crystal clear, which is that love is nothing but understanding or seeing someone. Like this psychologist, he said, if you really if someone is really good to you, really nice to you, really taking care of you, but they don't understand you and they cannot see you deeply, it is not love, but only kindness. I wasn't sure, but I resonated with it. Today, I have learned it empirically. And I have just understood something more about our existence. The nature of separation is that we lost this ability to instantly understand someone else profoundly and deeply, like we would in oneness. In oneness, there is no walls at all between two hearts, between two souls. So I would be able to see you, the whole of you, completely, with zero problem or effort. It's just like how I can see myself in the mirror. It's that clear. The reason why I just understood something new, like they say love is the fabric of existence. But that's not in our experience. It's exactly because when we walk down the street and we look at everybody else, we do not feel the sense of being understood or seen. So we don't experience love because love is profoundly understanding and seeing. So when someone misunderstands you, it feels terrible. I don't know. When someone you think is important to you misunderstands you, that feels like it misunderstands you deeply. You know what I mean? Not just, it doesn't have, if it's a small thing, it doesn't matter. But if it's a very profound thing, it really matters. It feels like we're not being loved when we are deeply misunderstood. You know what I mean? And the exact reason why you are not loving someone is because you are not understanding them deeply. So just look at anyone that you hate, for example. The very reason why you hate them is not because you know them, so you hate them, but because you don't know them. You don't understand at all profoundly what it's like to be them. So you hate them because of how deeply misunderstanding you are here. Okay, I just discovered something new, which is hatred is nothing but misunderstanding like profound misunderstanding. You see what I mean? Profound misunderstanding is what hatred is nature of hatred. Exactly. So, well, I'm crying only because I always cry when I talk about the profundity of love. Especially when that makes such a big, great breakthrough. I feel so much clarity. It is so clear. It is as clear as day. It is so clear. I have no doubt. I mean, it is so clear that you wouldn't have a doubt. It's like you have an apple in your hand, you know it's an apple. There's no room for doubt. You wouldn't say, I have no doubt it's an apple, because it's right an apple in your hand. It's that clear. I feel very good when I am connected to the clarity of love. We want to be loved. What does it really mean? Is we want to be understood. Okay, now here's the mystery of self-love. And you would say, well, if love is understanding, then how come I can't love me? Like, if love is understanding, that everybody should love themselves easily, because everybody should understand themselves, right? It's the reason why people don't love themselves or don't understand themselves deeply is they don't look at themselves from a place of understanding, but from a place of judgments. And what is the judgments? The nature of judgments is misunderstanding. The nature of judgments is misunderstanding. And I want you to hear this very well, because it is so profound that hatred is profound misunderstanding. Hatred is nothing but profound misunderstanding. Can you hear me? It is so crystal clear, and it is so deeply true. Maybe I'll be able to make a video without crying. I'm so happy that I understand now. It is brighter than the sun. This truth is brighter than the sun, or as bright as the sun. I can see so clearly now. So, by default, like in oneness, we could understand each other instantly. Like telepathy. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to ask anything. And there's nothing to hide. There's nowhere to hide. There's nothing in you that is not fully seen and understood. So there's only love. And what separation is that we co-created this world where we will temporarily block, like, be individuals, but with the walls around ourselves, so that other people can't see us and we can't see them. And that is the nature of separation. When I look at you, I can't see you. I can only see your body. And that just feels very sad. Because all I want is love, and all you want is love as well. Now, of course, your question would be, then why would we get into something like this, like separation? Now it's also the very first time I get to look at this question in a different light, in more light. And it's a question I had never been able to answer. And it had been such a big trouble for me. Before I would be able to truly answer this question, I think, well, not what I think, but it should be apparent that love is the purpose of anything that we do, because if love is the fabric of existence and what we are made of, then love should be the only purpose. So we must have come here for love, and because love is understanding, we have come here for deep understanding. Love is not just understanding, but profound understanding. In a way that you know exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't even need to explain it to you, because it is the knowledge from your heart as well. It is the only thing you've ever wanted, truly. It is the only thing that makes life meaningful. And again, my guess is that through separation, through a misunderstanding, through all of this, we would be able to achieve a completely new and very, very profound understanding of love and of ourselves as love. Yes, it is a very abstract answer. Because, if we lived for love, then why wouldn't we just stay in oneness where we could just understand everyone instantly, which means we would just be in love at all times. If the only purpose is love, then why do we have to come to a place with the experience of the lack of love, If love is the most important thing, why wouldn't we just stay in oneness and just live in that love? But again, my guess is that we came into separation because through temporarily misunderstanding or not understanding each other and ourselves, somehow we really achieve a new and a very profound understanding of ourselves and each other, which is love, because love is nothing but deep understanding. Love is not just kindness, but love, of course, includes kindness. If you understand someone, of course, you can't help but be kind to them. And love is not just compassion, but of course, compassion is love, because compassion is understanding, is a place of understanding. Love is not care, but of course, care is not necessarily love, like I said. But of course, if you understand someone deeply, you care about them. So I say love is nothing but deep understanding, because from there comes all the goodness. I am so glad that I understood this more clearly than ever before. I am grateful. And I really hope that this video could create some resonance among ourselves. Could really help you as well. Now I just have another question, which is, if it's so clear, if it's so simple, right? Love is just understanding. Why it seems like people haven't figured it out? Like, nobody figures it out. Like, I have never, ever, I have watched hundreds of thousands of videos, and I have read all those books. I have listened to so many people. I have delved deep into spirituality. I have never heard for once someone saying that hatred is but misunderstanding, judgment is but misunderstanding. I had never heard of it before, ever. My question is, if this is so simple yet so profound and crystal clear, why me? I had never understood this until this very point of my life. Especially as someone who's interested into absolutely nothing but the knowledge of love. Maybe, just maybe really it is a felt thing. Like I said, it's not new for me that love is understanding, but it's the first time that I had really lived it somehow. I really felt it. Like, I really, really could feel that love is understanding. And again, love is a felt thing. Love is a felt truth. You can only understand love through feeling. It's not necessarily that you can only understand love through feeling love from other people or feeling love at all, but through direct feeling in your being. Like, this feeling does not need an object. You don't need to feel love, or I don't know like how to explain it, but you have the knowledge of love, and you do not need to get it from experience, because we are all made of love. We have all come from oneness, and we all each understand this very deeply. There's nothing I can tell you about love that you don't already know. There is nothing new to know about love, because love is just that deep understanding. But this alone is so profound. I guess the profound and new understanding that we achieve through being in this world of separation is because we get to be so different from each other, and then so, like, the profundity of the difference between each other makes understanding even more deeper, which is love, makes love ever more so deeper. And again, it is kind of an abstract idea, but I think I'm really getting it. And it has been such a pain that I could not answer this question, because I could not see why we have to be here, and there's so much suffering. I did not understand, but today I think I'm really, for the first time in my life, truly understanding it. And this is so significant for me. It is absolutely significant, because this is just nothing. I care about nothing more than truth, which is also love. So, then you would ask, what about a saint who just loves everyone? What about a saint just sitting in a cave, but they are just in love with everyone? But even if they don't even know me, the saint doesn't even know me. How can they understand me if love is deep understanding? And I just realized this just right before asking this question is that because a saint is someone that so deeply understands that love is nothing but understanding, and that everybody is exactly the same despite the differences, and that we all so deeply want to be understood. And so all that a saint can see is but love and kindness and compassion. They would be able to have compassion for anyone. They would be able to understand anyone. And you look at them in the eyes, you can see that they deeply understand. The only truth about you is that you want to be deeply understood. So they can love everyone. A saint is but someone who can love everyone. Oh my God. The truth just pops out of my mind. That is also the very reason why they say know yourself. Because when you truly know yourself, like I just knew myself through this personal feeling that really love is nothing but deep understanding through my personal experience, I get to understand everyone. Because when you know yourself, you see the only truth, and you would have absolutely no doubt. And this absolutely no doubt is not achieved through intellectualization. It's not logical here. Like, I see that the only thing I need is deep understanding, and I immediately know that everybody wants exactly the same. And this is not logical, as you can see. It is just immediate truth. It is just truth that's not achieved through logic. In fact, logic might not be able to understand it. That's the reason why through logic you really can't achieve the profound truth. Because you know what we have in our logic, we do not include love in our science. We do not include love in our intellectualization. Through logic, you see a world of like exchange or something like that. It's really cold. A cold world where people just trade, right? All relationships are business, I've heard from those people that are really intelligent. They really believe it. And I really don't resonate it. Again, resonance is also not something logical, but you feel it deeply in your body. If something's not right, you can just feel it, and it is not logical. And logic is so shallow that our current system of logic or of understanding the world is so shallow that we cannot understand so many things that are all about truth, such as resonance, the feeling of resonance. Like when you know that something is not true, you just feel it. And we cannot explain that. We can't even begin to explain that with our current contemporary science paradigm is not beginning to explain that. In fact, it's not even beginning to want to explain that. I have so much clarity. More than ever before. I am so grateful. I could literally die now. I wouldn't have regrets. I am so grateful. I feel so liberated from confusion, I guess. Yes, from confusion, from misunderstanding. From the obscurity of the lack of love. It was so obscure for me. I could not understand anything about separation. But I just understood everything. And I want everybody to feel what I just felt. This felt truth. That's why I'm making this video. And I will certainly make more. Because, I can only understand this ever more so deeper, not less. And I want everyone to understand this, because when you understand this, it changes everything in your life. It changes how you see yourself and yourself as well. And I also want to share the most shocking thing that I understood from this is not that love is understanding, because I said it's not new to me, but that for the first time I so profoundly got it that hatred is nothing but profound misunderstanding. You see? Or profoundly not understanding, absolute misunderstanding. Because if you don't understand someone, like when there's no misunderstanding, it's just a stranger walking by you, right? You wouldn't hate them. But look at the person that you hate. It's because you know them. You think you know them so well. That's why you hate them. But what's truly happening is this profound misunderstanding. That you think you know them, but you really don't know the truth of them. All you know are judgments and complete misunderstanding of this person. That's why there's hatred. And then you would ask, why do some people even hate strangers? They hate the world. It's because from their life experience, they have developed such a profound misunderstanding that is general. For example, like a misunderstanding that says everyone is selfish. So, of course, this person would hate anyone, because if they believe so, that everyone is selfish, of course, you would hate anyone. Oh my God. I just feel so crystal clear, this feeling. I feel like I can see for the first time in my life. I can see, like, there's no more obstacles in my sight. No more confusion, because I have lived with this confusion for the past months. And whenever something bad happens, some bad news I read accidentally, because I never go out of my way just to read news. They just pop up, right, sometimes on the internet. And I would just feel so sad, because I could not understand, why are we here? Why are we suffering so much for what? I could not begin to understand that, even though I have watched so many people like videos, and I have listened to so many people, in spirituality. They could not give me an answer that I would truly resonate with. Like, even though, they would tell you that we are here for love, but I would not understand. If we live for love, the purpose of our existence is love, then why do we have to live through a world of such hatred and suffering at all? I could not begin to understand the process behind this simple answer. So it made absolutely no sense to me, even if I knew that it has to be the answer. But it could not make any sense. So it was meaningless. So I just couldn't understand. And I kept asking. And finally today, I saw the light. I am immensely grateful for this new light, and from the bottom of my heart, bottom of my core, of my being, I wish that everyone could understand it. And it is so simple, yet it's the most profound thing to understand, not on an intellectual level. I actually don't know if you can understand this at an intellectual level, like someone who is not feeling what I'm saying, just perceiving the words and the logic between my words. I don't know if they can get it. You can only get it if you can resonate with it. You come from a place of feeling. You don't just analyze my words, The truth is not coming from any analysis. It comes from a felt place. You gotta feel it. And you can feel it because I can feel it, so can you. Because like I said, I never can tell you anything that you don't know about love. What I do know, I'm in a place in my life where I don't know at all how my life would unfold. But I do know for the rest of my life, I'm just gonna keep talking about love. That's the only thing I've ever done, in fact. I thank you for watching. I hope this helped you. And I'm gonna keep posting more videos.